In 2019, President Muhammadu Buhari designated the 24th of October of every year as the Digital Nigeria Day. According to a World Bank Digital Economy for Africa diagnostic report of the same year, Nigeria has the largest mobile market in sub-Saharan Africa, supported by strong mobile broadband infrastructure and improved internet connectivity. Yet, many citizens and businesses remain excluded from the digital ecosystem as a result of limited access to broadband and the non-availability of adequate devices such as mobile devices and computers to fully utilize the internet. The diagnostic report argues that for Nigeria to deliver on the 2030 aspirations of greater access to the digital economy and meet the bold objective of creating 100 million jobs, the country needs to increase investment in infrastructure, create an enabling regulatory environment for the digital economy to grow, and pursue radical reforms that bring about improved skills and a more competitive job market, amongst others. With Nigeria having the biggest economy in Africa and the largest youth population in the world, it is well positioned to harness the opportunities and advantages of digitalization to develop a strong economy.
In November 2019, the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy developed a National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy document with a vision to transform Nigeria into a leading digital economy, providing quality lives and digital economies for all. This policy aims to provide an environment for the innovative use of technologies to develop the economy of Nigeria, and was projected that in the next couple of years, the digital sector will double its contribution to the Nigerian economy.
Some of the core objectives of NDEPS are to target up to 70% broadband connectivity within the next few years. That is, they'll be investing in digital infrastructure. They also intend to improve trust, confidence, and security in digital processes to encourage people to use digital platforms. They will also be passing laws and regulatory instruments that are fit for purpose, which will in turn create enabling environment for digital economy.
In the past 2 years, NDEPS has breaded several efforts and initiatives which are tailored towards optimizing the Nigerian digital economy. Some of these initiatives include the National Adopted School for Smart Education, the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, and the National Adopted Village for Smart Agriculture. There's also been some developments within the regulatory environment for the digital ecosystem in Nigeria. One of such is the Copyright Bill, which has been passed by the National Assembly. Among other things, the Copyright Bill recognizes that works on virtual platforms are in fact copyrightable. It empowers copyright owners to issue a notice of infringement to a service provider and request that an infringing publication be taken down. Also, the bill extends the infringement of copyright to include virtual publications of copyrighted work without the owner's consent.
Our regulators are also trying to protect the public with data protection and privacy laws. In 2019, the agency responsible for implementing the ICT policy, NIDTA, introduced the Nigeria Data Protection Regulation 2019, which toes the line of the GDPR. The NDPR simply safeguards the rights of natural persons and prevents unauthorized access to their personal data. There is also a bill before the National Assembly on data protection and privacy. In addition, we have the draft code of practice for interactive computer service platform. One of the core objectives of this code is to make the digital ecosystem safer for Nigerians and non-Nigerians in Nigeria. It also sets out measures to combat online harm.
Another positive development in the regulatory space is the introduction of the Nigerian Startup Bill, which is currently awaiting presidential assent. This bill is an executive bill which was developed in partnership with stakeholders in the tech ecosystem, and I do believe that quite a number of initiatives introduced by this bill will further some of the objectives of NDEPS. On every stakeholder's lips right now is what is delaying presidential assent to this bill.
A lot of our laws and regulations needs to be revised in light of recent trends and realities. Currently, the world is buzzing with conversations on blockchain, NFTs, augmented and virtual reality. People are investing in metaverse. Intellectual properties are being created and distributed virtually. So as they say, tech is the new oil, and Nigeria must strategically position itself by developing its digital infrastructure and regulatory framework to effectively contribute and take advantage of trends within the global data economy.
Nigeria needs to position itself as African Silicon Valley, just like Stockholm, Sweden has done in Europe today. Sweden is known for its excellent corporate governance. Its corporate rules and regulatory structure make it simple for startup companies to grow into multinational organizations. Another advantage is the favorable rules and tax system adopted in Sweden. Today in Sweden, there is a tax deduction for people who privately invest in startup companies.
For us as lawyers, the clarion call is to foster a legal and regulatory environment that encourages FDI and innovation. We must, as a people, avoid making laws that are counterproductive to the growth of the digital economy. I think one of those laws that readily come to mind is the proposed NDEPS bill, which came into circulation last year. Beyond that, our laws need to be in pace with current developments in the industry. Bills like the startup bill and the copyright bill should be passed as soon as possible. And I do believe that our government and regulators need to deliberate in training themselves to understand the tech and digital space and the nuances of that economy in order to be able to give the right policy directives that would bring about the development of the digital economy in Nigeria. And for our regulators, really, I think that they should be invested more in developing regulatory sandboxes so that they can interact with stakeholders and their innovations and see how these innovations interact with the general public and gauge the impact of proposed regulations on such innovation. So as the quest for faster, easier and cheaper means of creating value continues, the global digital economy will continue to thrive and Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind. And I actually do think that with proper implementation of NDEPS, Nigeria can harness digital data and new technologies to grow its economy. Happy Digital Nigeria Day, everyone.